Hello, everyone. There is an official one-page document from the Social Security Administration that has the power to permanently increase your monthly retirement check. However, the SSA doesn't advertise it when you first apply. They won't send you a letter about it, and you certainly won't get a phone call. The reality is that most people who are eligible to use it don't even know it exists. By the time they learn about it, the strict deadline to use it has often already passed. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what this document is, who qualifies to use it, and just how much extra money could be on the line. I'll also cover 2 additional strategies that can boost your benefits, even if you've missed the window for this first option. Please stay with me until the end, because our last point is relevant to everyone, including those who haven't started collecting benefits yet. It might be the single most important retirement decision you'll ever make. But before we dive in, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell. The strategies we're discussing today are things the Social Security Administration won't typically explain unless you ask them directly, and most people simply don't know what to ask. The subscribers here get this critical information before their time to act runs out. Subscribe now and let's get started. First, let's talk about the document itself. It's officially known as Form SSA-521, titled Request for Withdrawal of Application. Here's how it works. If you've already started receiving Social Security retirement benefits, this form gives you the ability to completely reverse that decision, almost like it never happened. When you file it, your benefits record is reset. Your future monthly check is then recalculated based on the age you decide to file again in the future. The outcome can be a permanent, lifelong boost of hundreds or even over $1,000 every single month. Let's look at a real-world example that was recently published, which helps make this concept crystal clear. A woman was laid off from her job at age 62. Worried about her finances, she immediately filed for Social Security to cover her bills. She began receiving $1,920 a month, which was a reduced amount because she claimed 5 years before her full retirement age of 67. Had she waited until 67, her full benefit would have been $2,560 per month. Now, she regrets that decision. She has found a new source of income and no longer needs the Social Security check as she initially thought. So, what are her options? She can file Form SSA-521. She has to repay the 11 months of benefit payments she already received, which totals $21,120. Once she does, the Social Security Administration treats her initial application as if it were never filed. She can then choose to wait until she turns 70 to claim her benefits again. By doing this, she earns delayed retirement credits on top of her full benefit. Her new monthly check at age 70 would be $3,379. That's an increase of $1,459 every month for the rest of her life. When you project that out over 20 years, the difference adds up to more than $349,000. But here's the catch, and it's a big one: the 12-month window. You have exactly 1 year from the date of your very first Social Security payment to file Form SSA-521. That's not 12 months from when you had a change of heart, it's 12 months from your first check. If you miss that deadline, the option to do it over is gone for good. You also have to repay every single dollar you received in benefits. This includes any Medicare premiums that were deducted directly from your checks. If you have the savings to repay the benefits, the long-term math often makes this a very smart financial move. But if you don't have the funds available, our next strategy might be a better fit. One last important detail about Form SSA-521. You can only use it once in your entire lifetime. If you've already withdrawn an application and refiled in the past, you cannot use this option again. Also, note that this applies only to retirement benefits, not to survivor or disability benefits. So, what if that 12-month window has already slammed shut for you? What if you claimed your benefits 2, 3, or more years ago and have been collecting them ever since? There is still another powerful path available. It's called voluntary suspension, and while it works differently than the do-over, it can lead to a similar result over time. Once you have reached your full retirement age, which is 67 for anyone born in 1960 or later, you can contact the Social Security Administration and ask to have your benefits voluntarily suspended. Beginning the following month, your payments will stop. But here's the magic. While your benefits are suspended, your future payment amount grows by 8% for every year they're on hold. These are the same delayed retirement credits that people earn by waiting to claim in the first place. With this strategy, you do not have to return a single dollar of the benefits you've already collected. You simply pause collecting them going forward, let the benefit amount increase, and then restart your payments at a higher rate whenever you choose. If you don't restart them yourself, they will automatically resume at age 70. Let's say your current benefit is $2,000 per month. A 3-year voluntary suspension from age 67 to 70 would result in a new benefit of $2,480 per month. That's a permanent monthly increase of $480. Over a 20-year period, that single decision to suspend would generate an extra $115,200 in lifetime income. The break-even point, the age where waiting starts to pay off more than continuing to collect, is usually around age 82. If you are in reasonably good health and have a life expectancy beyond 82, the math for suspension almost always works in your favor. However, there is one absolutely critical detail about voluntary suspension that the SSA doesn't always highlight upfront. When you suspend your own retirement benefit, any spousal or dependent child benefits being paid out based on your work record are also suspended. This rule was changed in 2016. Before that, you could suspend your own benefit while your spouse continued to collect a spousal benefit. That loophole is now closed. If your spouse is currently receiving benefits based on your record, you must have a direct conversation with the Social Security Administration before you request a suspension, because their payments will stop too. Now, let's talk about the delayed retirement credits themselves. Whether you're considering Form SSA-521, a voluntary suspension, or you just haven't claimed benefits yet, these credits are the engine driving all of these strategies. Many people don't fully appreciate just how powerful they are. Starting from your full retirement age of 67, for every single month you postpone claiming Social Security, you permanently add 0.667% to your future benefit. This works out to a guaranteed 8% increase per year. If you delay for 3 full years, from age 67 to 70, you will add exactly 24% to your benefit for the rest of your life. On a full retirement benefit of $2,000, that's a $480 monthly increase. On a $3,000 benefit, it's an extra $720 every month. And here's the part that people consistently underestimate: the annual cost of living adjustment, or COLA. This is applied as a percentage of your current benefit. So, if your benefit is $2,480 instead of $2,000, a 3% COLA adds about $74 to your check instead of $60. Because your base amount is higher, every future inflation adjustment becomes larger in dollar terms. The financial gap between claiming early and claiming late actually compounds and grows wider each year. These credits are also prorated monthly. You don't have to wait an entire year to get the benefit. If you delay by just 6 months past your full retirement age, you get a 4% increase, not 0. This is important for people who are hesitant to claim and think they need to wait for their next birthday. You don't. Every single month you wait adds to your lifetime benefit. The break-even analysis for delaying benefits versus claiming early typically falls somewhere between age 78 and 83, depending on the specifics. For the average American who reaches age 65, life expectancy is another 19 to 21 years, which puts most people well past that break-even point. For individuals in good health with a family history of longevity, waiting to claim is almost always the winning strategy. For those with serious health issues or shorter life expectancies, the math might point the other way. This is a deeply personal calculation with no single right answer. But too many people make this choice without ever running the numbers, and that's where a lot of money gets left on the table. Finally, and this point applies to everyone, whether you've claimed or not, there's one more element that dictates how much your benefit is actually worth. Every delayed retirement credit and every percentage increase is calculated based on your primary insurance amount, which is determined by your earnings record. If that record contains errors, like years where an employer reported incorrect payroll data, years showing less income than you actually earned, or years that show 0 income when you were working, your base benefit will be lower than it should be. This means every strategy we've discussed today will be worth less than it could have been, because the starting number is wrong. You can check your complete earnings record right now. Just log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. Look at the earnings history listed for every year you've worked and compare it against your own records, such as old W-2 forms, tax returns, or pay stubs. If you find a discrepancy, you can file a request for correction of earnings record with your documentation. If SSA verifies the error, they will correct your record and your benefit amount will be recalculated. Correcting just 1 year of earnings can often increase a monthly benefit by around $100. When combined with a strategy like voluntary suspension, that extra $100 a month could be worth an additional $24,000 over 20 years. As a general reminder, it's always a good idea to verify these details with the official SSA website or consult a qualified financial professional. So, let's bring it all together. Form SSA-521 lets you reverse an early claiming decision within the first 12 months, allowing you to restart later at a much higher amount. We saw one woman's example that resulted in a permanent increase of $1,459 per month. Voluntary suspension after your full retirement age lets your benefit grow by 8% per year without repaying anything you've already received. But you must remember that it also pauses any spousal benefits tied to your record. Delayed retirement credits add a guaranteed 0.667% per month you wait past your full retirement age, up to a 24% max boost at age 70. This higher base also means all your future COLA increases are worth more. And finally, checking your earnings record for errors ensures that all these powerful strategies are calculated from the correct starting number, maximizing their value. The Social Security Administration will not bring these opportunities to your attention on its own. It is set up to process your application, send your check, and move on to the next person. Everything we've covered today requires you to know that these options exist and to take the initiative yourself. Please subscribe, share this video with a friend or family member who is on or approaching Social Security, and I'll see you in the next one.